progress in Henry Halpern's project over Purim?
The story of Purim is told in the biblical book of Esther. The heroes of the story are Esther, a beautiful Jewish woman living in Persia, and her cousin Mordecai, who raised her as if she were his daughter. Esther was taken to the house of King Ahasuerus, king of Persia, to become part of his harem. King Ahasuerus loved Esther more than his other women and made Esther queen. But the king did not know that Esther was a Jew because Mordecai told her not to reveal her identity. The villain of the story is Haman, an arrogant, egotistical advisor to the king. Haman hated Mordecai because Mordecai refused to bow down to Haman. So Haman plotted to destroy the Jewish people. In a speech that is all too familiar to Jews, Haman told the king, "There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the peoples in all the provinces of your realm. Their laws are different from those of every other people, and they do not observe the king's laws. Therefore, it is not benefiting the king to tolerate them." Esther 3:8. The king gave the fate of the Jewish people to Haman, to do as he pleased with them. Haman planned to exterminate all of the Jews.
Mordecai persuaded Esther to speak to the king on behalf of the Jewish people. This was a dangerous thing for Esther to do, because anyone who came into the king's presence without being summoned would be put to death, and she had not been summoned. Esther fasted for 3 days to prepare herself, then went to the king. He welcomed her. Later she told him of Haman's plot against her people. The Jewish people were saved, and Haman and his 10 sons were hanged on the gallows that had been prepared for Mordecai. The book of Esther is unusual in that it is the only book of the Bible that does not contain the name of God. In fact, it includes virtually no reference to God. Mordecai makes a vague reference to the fact that the Jews will be saved by someone else, if not by Esther, but that is the closest the book comes to mentioning God. Thus, one important message that can be gained from the story is that God often works in ways that are not apparent, in ways that appear to be chance, coincidence, or ordinary good luck.
Purim is celebrated on the 14th day of Adar, which is usually in March. The 13th day of Adar is the day that Haman chose for the extermination of Jews, and the day that the Jews battled their enemies for their lives. On the day afterwards, the 14th, they celebrated their survival. In cities that were walled in the time of Joshua, Purim is celebrated on the 15th of the month, because the book of Esther says that in Shushan, a walled city, deliverance from the massacre is not complete until the next day. The 15th is referred to as Shushan Purim. In leap years, when there are 2 months of Adar, Purim is celebrated in the second month of Adar, so it is always 1 month before Passover. The 14th day of the first Adar in a leap year is celebrated as a minor holiday called Purim Katan, which means Little Purim. There are no specific observances for Purim Katan. However, a person should celebrate the holiday and should not mourn or fast. Some communities also observe Purim Katan on the anniversary of any day when the community was saved from a catastrophe, destruction, evil, or oppression. The word Purim means lots and refers to the lottery that Haman used to choose the date for the massacre. The Purim holiday is preceded by a minor fast, the Fast of Esther, which commemorates Esther's 3 days of fasting and preparing for her meeting with the king.
The primary commandment related to Purim is to hear the reading of the book of Esther. The book of Esther is commonly known as the Megillah, which means scroll. Although there are 5 books of Jewish scripture that are properly referred to as Megillahs, Esther, Ruth, Ecclesiastes, Psalm of Songs, and Lamentations, this is one people usually mean when they speak of the Megillah. It is customary to boo, hiss, stamp feet, and rattle noisemakers whenever the name of Haman is mentioned in the service. The purpose of this custom is to blot out the name of Haman. We are also commanded to eat, drink, and be merry. According to the Talmud, a person is required to drink until he cannot tell the difference between cursed be Haman and blessed be Mordecai, though opinions differ as to what exactly how drunk that is. A person certainly should not become so drunk that he might violate other commandments or get seriously ill. In addition, recovering alcoholics or others who might suffer serious harm from alcohol are exempt from this obligation. In addition, we are commanded to send out gifts of food and drink, and make gifts of charity. The sending of gifts and food is referred to as salat mamos, sending out portions. As Mosaic Jews, the common treat this time of year is hamantashen, Haman's pockets. This triangular fruit-filled cookie are supposed to represent Haman's three-cornered hat. It is customary to hold carnival-like celebrations on Purim, to perform plays and parodies, and to hold beauty contests. I have heard that usual prohibitions against cross-dressing are lifted during this holiday, but I'm not certain about that. Americans sometimes refer to Purim as Jewish Mardi Gras. Purim is not subject to Sabbath-like restrictions on work that other some holidays are. However, some sources indicate that we should not go out about ordinary business on Purim out of respect for the holiday.